So it's being reported that no team wants to draft Bronny James. He is on no mock drafts. Okay, so this is per MSN News Yard Barker. The headline says, would any NBA team draft Bronny James for a chance at LeBron? It says, I'm not going to read that because they just singing LeBron praises, but it just talks about how LeBron James has stated he wants his boy. It says, in early 2023, it looked as though Bronny will be following in his famous father's footsteps. Those may be some big footsteps to fill. He was named a 5-star recruit and was headed to UFC, but then during a workout on campus in July, he went into cardiac arrest. It says, despite LeBron looking through dad color glasses and saying that Bronny could play for the Lakers right now, the younger James looks nowhere near ready for the RBA. While it's still early, many mock drafts don't have Bronny being picked at all, either in the first or second round. This begs a couple of questions. First, would the Lakers, in dire need of talent, potentially waste a draft pick on Bronny just to keep LeBron around? Hell no. I wouldn't. Hell no. I wouldn't.
Hell no, I wouldn't.
Or would another team take Bronny just for the sake of luring LeBron? Why would you do that? He's almost 57 years old. While LeBron playing days are coming to an end, it's clear that he still has a lot of game left. Steroids. Allegedly. Knowing that he wants to play so badly with his son and might take a big pay cut to do it, it probably wouldn't be much of a surprise if a team took a gamble on Bronny. Surely several teams will want LeBron, but what if it were the Cleveland Cavaliers that decided to draft Bronny? That would be a genius idea. Get him far away from the Lakers. Whether you love him or hate him, LeBron going back to where it all started and potentially competing for a championship with his son would be a fantastic storybook ending to his career. And that's exactly what it is. I told you guys, it's nothing but a storybook. It's scripted. LeBron playing with his son in Cleveland. LeBron James going back to where it all started. He was born at. Bronny was born at. His son gets his old locker. It's the perfect storyline. They recreate the LeBron and Dwayne Wade meme. But maybe Bronny James shouldn't play for USC. Maybe he should team up with Draymond Green and learn how to fight in the UFC. The UFC. And they're always hiring at KFC. Make some chicken. It's looking like no team wants to draft Bronny. At this point, we're going to have to start calling Bronny. His new nickname is 2-Point Bronny. That's his nickname, 2-Point Bronny. Because the young man doesn't even know how to put the bucket in the basket.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
How can you be LeBron James's son and play basketball? May I include that? Because you can be the child of a basketball player, but basketball, it may not be your forte. Basketball just may not be what you do. So maybe there's other career paths for you, Bronny. I'm praying for you, Bronny. Free my man, Bronny. We need to get some t-shirts that say, free that man, Bronny. Because LeBron James is literally forcing this kid to play basketball, and all he wants to do is take my job. He wants to be a YouTube commentator. Bronny James wants to be a YouTube reporter. He didn't ask for this. He didn't ask to live in the shadows of his daddy. It's starting to look more and more like the only way LeBron James is going to be able to play with Bronny is if he creates Bronny James on 2K and draft Bronny James on his team. Because Bronny James is said to be on no mock drafts. Now, Bronny James, you being the son of your dad, I don't understand why your father, won't just allow you to run the family business. Michael Jordan knew that his kids weren't great basketball players. He didn't push them to play basketball, but he had the confidence in them as a father that as him being their leader, and he mastered his craft. He was the GOAT at what he did. He knew that he could instill in them to work hard. So that means that they would be the GOAT at whatever they did outside of basketball. See, I'm preaching to you guys, but y'all don't want to hurt me. No, y'all don't want to hear me. No, y'all don't want to hurt me. Okay? But Bronny James could take on the family business. But no, LeBron James wants him in the basketball business. With that being said, Bronny James, I hope they created you a resume. Because if all else fails, Bronny James, Outback Steakhouse is hiring. UPS is hiring. Chick-fil-A, closed on Sundays, is still hiring. Taco Bell is still hiring. Your dad knows a lot about Taco Tuesday. Checkers is hiring. Longhorn Steakhouse is hiring. Ruby Tuesdays is hiring. McDonald's, I'm loving it, is hiring. Bronny James, you get my drift. Basketball is not your thing. Like Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing. I literally just seen a clip the other day surfacing online of LeBron James' daughter, Zuri James. She shot the ball and she looked like she's almost better than Bronny James. I know the USC scout was probably looking at the videos online and said, we scouted the wrong person. We should have went after Zuri James because clearly she's better than the brother. Zuri James looks like she's the breadwinner. She looks like she's the future. LeBron James, you're invested in the wrong child. I mean, it's like, Bronny James, did your father teach you anything? At any point, were you guys working out together? Were y'all in the gym shooting shots? I mean, where's the IQ? Your father supposedly has the highest IQ in NBA history. How come your father didn't at least pass some of that to you? Oh, maybe because your father doesn't have it as well. But I tell you one thing, and as I've said before, you guys have more in common than we actually know. LeBron James is the most overrated basketball player in NBA history. And Bronny James is one of the most overhyped young prospects in UFC history. LeBron James, have you ever thought to yourself, Mr. Selfish James, Selfish James, that, hey, maybe my son isn't going to be a great basketball player? You're not fine with that, LeBron James. You want it to be all about you. Now you're trying to live vicariously through your son. And this is me talking to you as a man, LeBron, because everybody's not made for basketball. This man scored 2 points because it's nobody else putting this unwanted pressure on your son. It's because of you. You put this target on Bronny James' back, saying ignorant things like, yeah, Bronny James can come right in and make an immediate impact. And he can't even make an immediate impact with the USC Trojans. Insult, disrespect to your own teammates. You constantly throw your teammates under the bus. I mean, I'm almost sure that the worst person on your team could go to USC and probably make an immediate impact with the USC Trojans. But maybe Bronny James isn't the next LeBron James. Maybe he's the next Kai Cenat, a streamer. Maybe he's the next Aiden Ross. Maybe he's the next I Show Speed. Because basketball, he just wasn't gifted. And that's okay. But that's just something that you have to live with, LeBron. All because of your own selfish agenda. You want to use your son, Bronny James, as a pawn to be able to stay around. That's your excuse for being able to stay around. And your blind worshipers, they can't even see through your lies, your deception, your illusions, your smoking mirrors. But I see right through you. I see through you like some glass. LeBron James not eager to play with his son. If you ask LeBron James, well, you can't ask him because he's one of the biggest liars of all time. But I'm almost certain if LeBron James had the choice right now that he could play with, let's say, Kevin Durant. If you could bring all the talent to LeBron James, I'm almost certain that he'd rather take Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns over his own son. If he could play with all those guys and win championships opposed to playing with his son, I guarantee you LeBron James would take that opportunity at the drop of a dime. Well, LeBron, it looks like Michael Jordan gets another one-up on you in the GOAT debate, although you should have never been in a conversation with Michael Jordan or Kobe anyway. But Michael Jordan gets another one-up in the GOAT debate. You know how? Because even Michael Jordan's sons was better than your son. Marcus Jordan, Jeffrey Jordan, they were 10 times better than Bronny James. They actually look like Michael Jordan compared to Bronny James. You know what would have been more of a genius idea from a marketing perspective? What Bronny James should have did, and Bronny James still has the opportunity to do this. Wait until you play one of the trashiest of the trashiest teams. Because this is what the media does anyway. They hype up everything that LeBron James and his family touches. Wait till you play one of the worst teams in the NCAA. Go off if you can. I don't even know if you could score 2 points. You can barely score 2 points. Barely. I'm legally blind. Barely. Mama, I love you. P.O.P.
Hold it down.
Bronny James, wait till you play one of the worst teams in the NCAA and then have one of your best performances. I mean, try to go off for 30 points. Get a triple-double. Your dad's a triple-double machine. Just stand around the basket and wait for rebounds. Tell everybody to get out the way. This is your moment to inflate your numbers, to pad your stats, something your father is very good at. Take a page out of your dad's scripted book. You'll be talked about all throughout social media, all over the internet, all on the blogs. You'll be in the shade room. The RBA will talk about it. The ESPN will cover it 100 times throughout the day. You'll be the biggest story. Go off for 30 points and then don't play no more games. Don't play no other games. Just sit. Fake an injury. That way you get your stock up and everybody's talking about you, and that's the last memory of you. That way, now everybody wants to draft you. But at this point, NBA scouts are calling around. Hey, are you drafting Bronny James? Hell no. I'll call you back.